Hi, good morning. Good to see you all. You do something good? Yeah? Very nice. I know you must have. Beginning of a time, as you begin your journey, as you begin a 100 meters dash, it starts with the first step. And that first step, if you falter and fall down, you know what happens to the 100 meters dash? Many people do. No? Olympic, you must have seen championships. So yours and my intention is to, as we take up the journey, very important, it's absolutely essential, is get down to the fundamentals, the basics are the foundations on which any structure is built. The basics of Victorious Kids is every child can, every child matters. We say parents are right, children are right. You and I had grown up in schools where we had to adjust to the principal and the school and the teacher, no? Will the teacher like me? Will the teacher not like me? And when you change schools, you were frightened. How will the class be? Who will the teachers be? Remember your days? But that's gone now. It's the school who has to adjust to the child. And you and I have to do that flip. Change the way of thinking. The potential of the children are infinite. You and I can't even think about it, can't even believe it. But it is so. 250,000, that's 250,000 brain neurons per minute a baby is generating in his brain. But if you don't give the fundamental data, it's like tying up the baby's hand like this for 15 days. If you tie up your own hand for 15 days, can you use this hand? No. The same thing has happened, unfortunately, to you and me. When we started off our school, the very smart British strategy in introducing our school educations by so very famous Lord McCall, he started off this curriculum-driven education, which is to do what? To dwarf your mind. Most people don't understand this. So most people are still not wanting to delve into it, don't want to know about it. And they're pretty happy being so-called CBSC and SSC and ICSC and IGCSE. And apparently that's the ingoing thing of the... What's wrong with it? Easy to condemn an education system. We are not condemning. They're doing good work. With whatever limited resources, concept, policies, philosophy they have, they're doing good. The whole country is based on that curriculum-driven education today. It is so. And you and I are a product of that. So what's happened to you and me? You and I have become middle class. We're not brilliant sparks anymore. But if you get down to the fundamental and start again, you're a teacher. A teacher in Sanskrit is called Acharya. Acharya means the person who knows the scriptures, number one. Number two is very important, who lives that scripture. Meaning if you tell a child, don't tell lies, you're supposed to make sure you don't tell lies. You're supposed to live that world. And number three, an acharya is supposed to imbibe that value into the child which he lives or she lives. That's the value. You heard about Shankaracharya, somewhere around 8th century. When he was born, his mother was only child, father had died. So mother naturally overprotected him and wouldn't let him go. And he wanted to become a monk. The mother kept saying, you can't become a monk. Who will take care of me? Who will take me to the river for bath? Now Shankaracharya was born already spiritually highly awakened. His name was Shankara because it is said that Shiva himself took birth as Shankara. Now Shankaracharya wanted to become a monk, and he then played a trick. First, what he did, he brought the river which was 2 kilometers away. He got the whole river, turned its course and started flowing in front of his house. So he said, Mother, now the river is here. Now you don't need me. She said, no, who is going to take me to the river and safely bring me back? So one day Shankaracharya played that trick. He was bathing with mother and a crocodile came and caught Shankaracharya. And Shankaracharya said, Mother, help me, help me. Mother said, I don't know what to do. He said, all you have to do is say you become a monk, then crocodile will run away. Mother said, I don't want a dead son. Monk is okay, all right. Crocodile vanished. I'm certain at the end of it, I don't know what she said. She must have said, I was just joking. But however, she lived by it. Shankaracharya, he rewrote many scriptures. He lived that scripture. And he's called Shankara. But because he lived like an Acharya, those 3 qualities, he was then called Shankaracharya. You know something? At the age of 16, he was going to leave his body. He had finished his work on this earth by the age of 16. He had written some very special hymns. One of them was hymn is a Sanskrit sloka on what is an Acharya. Reading that, Rishi Vyasa, he liked it so much, he said, you have to rewrite most of the scriptures to make it possible for people to understand. I increase your life by 16 more years. He lived and left his body at 32. And even I think, I'm only 32, I'm only 35. No, start from today. Build on your foundation. Become not talkative, but reflective. Listen more. Speak only when you have to speak to the children. And before you speak, when somebody is talking to you, particularly children, don't forget to have a smile. Have a smile and nod your head like this. Have you noticed? Most of us as teachers, we talk like that. And do you remember those principals? Not like Sharda ma'am. Those who used to have those specs and he would look at you like that. No? He used to be always frightened. Your nodding this is, I like you, I'm in agreement with you, I understand you, I'm waiting to be with you. That's a smile, a welcome, and nodding your head. Most of us do this way. And we do what? How do we start communication? Think. Don't we start saying, somebody is saying something, and you have to first cut that person short and say, no, but. No? That's not a very wise thing to do. You smile and you say, very nice. Anything else? Say that. Anything else? Meaning you give that boy a scope to speak a little more. Don't be pressed for time. Generally, we tend to get pressed for time. And that happens when you're in stress. Stress is running after time. If you are on time, you will see very soon, you will have abundance of time. And as if everything will get done by itself. How? By living those simple principles. Which are those? Being truthful. Be truthful to everyone. Victorious Kids Educators is the fundamental, the basic, is an RD World School coupled with Vedanta. Understand, read little bit. There are a lot of literature in the library, in the internet. If you need, come and sit down, talk to some of your coordinator heads. They all will guide you. If need be, come and sit with me. You're always welcome. Shada ma'am and her entire team is there. Remember, live that fundamentals. Become that. Then it's easy for you to exchange with the children. Now, in these few days that you have, get on to that. How am I going to give these children not a curriculum, but a way of thinking, a concept, not a content? You and I studied what content, no? Chapter 1, Chapter 2, question 1 to 5, remember? You had to remember them. And those who did right up to 12 questions, they were supposed to be the top 10. No? Get out of that. Guide the children to think. And you are doing very good. That's what children are doing very good. But get back to fundamental. Vince Lombardi, a world-class coach, I've done some studies on him. How did he become a world-class coach? You know, his team went for the World Tour Championship and became the world champion. So they were given 15 days holiday. Go. Have fun with your family. When they came back, the training was started again. They used to have two things. Number one, he will say, get back to fundamental. And he will take the football, the soccer, and he will say first, this is a football. And everybody say, come on, Vince. And we'll say, don't forget your fundamental. What is the dimension of this ball? And the second thing is to say, if you're not 15 minutes before time, you're late. Have those simple values. You know what happens? When you have the simple value, this entire nature becomes one with you. And you will suddenly find things happen the way you thought about it. And you suddenly say, how did it happen? You may not understand it, but it will happen. Children are supposed to be mischievous. They are supposed to do all those kind of things to draw your attention. But guiding them progressively, some come from backgrounds where parents may be very poor educational background but may have a lot of money. But they want their children to become better. But they don't know what to give it to them. You are the ones who become their mother and the father and show them those values. Some children come from very good, well-educated family. Their parents' expectations are more from you. You have to come up to their level. You have to talk that level. You have to dress and walk that. And some, they are here because they love Victorious Kids. They've been here for some time. They love your philosophy. They love your principle. They love the way you smile and welcome. They love the way you hug the children when they walk in and run in. Doesn't it make you feel nice? The children come and give you a hug. Your whole day is made. Yeah, be that. Become that. Principles are not theoretical knowledge. Philosophies have to be lived. And that's the fundamentals of victorious kids. Your, if you look around, Shada ma'am and her team has made this school with tremendous amount of information, and you're supposed to prepare your classroom and surroundings with more information, which should keep changing, so that children keep getting new ideas, new thoughts. They will ask you a question and talk about it. And keep smiling. The world will be beautiful. Thank you very much. Good to see you all back. Love you.